Precious blood of Jesus, oh, the blood of Jesus, it washes white as snow. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank God for allowing you and I once again to be in His presence on this holiest of days in the Christian calendar, the Good Friday, which is the day our Lord Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross of Calvary, where He died an agonizing death because of my sins and because of your sins. We thank God that we have been allowed to remember this supreme sacrifice. We owe a debt that we can never repay. It was the love of God that allowed Him to choose to die for sinners, people who did not appreciate what He was doing, or people who did not acknowledge this act, yet He still died for them. And today, first service, we are remembering the parts before He was sent to the cross. Last night, we rehearsed how He was falsely accused and arrested and taken to Pilate. And said the morning was come. This is Matthew 27, 1 to 26. We are reading that passage in the first service of the Good Friday service. We have another service at 12 p.m. and another one at 3 p.m. So this is the first service. So Matthew 27, 1 to 26. So when the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put Him to death. And when they had bound Him, they led Him away and delivered Him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. So that we see that the accusation of Jesus was not from the Romans. The Romans did not kill Jesus. It was His own people, the chief priests, the religious people that, conspired together to deliver Him to be killed. The Bible says that a man's enemies will be the members of his own household. So do not put your trust in the person that is in your bosom. Jesus Christ was conspired against Him, they lied against Him, falsely accused Him because of envy. The religious sector, they were envious of His success, of His crusades, the number of people following Him. They were no longer having people that they could deceive and get money from. And so because of that envy, they conspired to kill Him. And then when they had bound Him, we know that last night, Judas was the one they used to betray Him, and he was the one that led Him to where Jesus was and went to kiss Him to identify Him, whereupon He was arrested. Of course, Jesus could easily have destroyed all of them, but He chose to let them arrest Him because of what God had directed Him to do. So, these chief priests and elders, they took counsel, that means they conspired, they came together and conspired against Him to kill Him. What I'm going to tell you is that if you're successful, even in the ministry, don't expect that everybody will like you. No. Those people who are nearest to you are the ones Satan is going to use, just like He used Judas. Why didn't Satan use somebody outside the 12 apostles? Well, I thought that would have been easier. But somebody outside the 12 would not know the whereabouts of Jesus or where he was going to be. So Satan always uses people in your inner circle to attack you. If you have been attacked, don't look too far. It's going to be somebody close to you in your inner circle, in your family, your place of work, that knows your whereabouts. That's the person he's going to use, and that's why he used Judas. Remember, Judas was a person chosen as an apostle by Lord Jesus Christ and empowered to do miracles, heal the sick, raise the dead. He had the same powers given to Peter. Yet Satan would use it to achieve his own ends. May we not be the person that Satan will use against anybody else. You see, the spirit of envy is the spirit of murder. It was envy that made Cain kill his younger brother Abel. It was envy that made Saul want to kill King David. Over the years, you can see so many examples of envy, moving. If you have envy or jealousy in your life, ask God to deliver you from it immediately, because sooner or later it will make you kill somebody, either directly or indirectly, as you see the chief priest doing here. So having bound him, having arrested him, they then delivered him to Pontius Pilate. Well, they knew they couldn't kill him by themselves because they were being colonized by the Romans. The Romans were ruling them at that time, and they were not allowed to kill anybody. Normally, the Jewish method of killing was to stone people to death. So they knew they had no authority to do that, otherwise the Roman authorities would have arrested all of them and killed them instead. So they knew the only way they could get him killed was to deliver him to Pilate and make sure that Pilate did their own dirty work for them. Now, Pilate did not know for sure why they brought him, but he suspected that was because of envy. Now, see what happened. So they delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Let's go to Acts 3, verse 13. Book of Acts 3:13. Acts 3:13. I can read it quickly. 3:13 says,
the God of Abraham,
yes,
Isaac, and Jacob,
mm-hmm,
and the God of our fathers,
yes,
glorified his servant Jesus,
mm-hmm,
whom you delivered up, and denied in the presence of Pilate,
that's it.
When he was determined to let him go.
See? That's exactly what he was right. Pilate was determined to let him go because he knew he had not committed any crime worthy of death, but was only delivered to him because of envy, jealousy, because of his success. The same people who are praising you today are the same who will be laughing in their hearts the day you fall, because all the time they're praising you in their hearts, they were envying you and wishing that you were not in that position. What I'm going to tell you, don't trust any human being, no matter who they are. The so-called friends, you will know them the day you fall from your top heights. That's when you know your true friends. All those people laughing at you and praising you now. The day you fall, then you know when they stop greeting you in the street, when it's about taking your calls, that's when you know they were not your true friends all the time. They're just pretending because of your success and what they could get from you. When they praise Jesus, what did the Bible say? I would say that he did not rely on their praises, for he knew the hearts of men. They wanted to make him king, and he said no. The same people who said Hosanna to a few days, just 2 or 3 days, are the same people who said crucify him. How can that be? They were praising him when he was coming to Jerusalem last Sunday and putting their clothes on the ground for his donkey to step on. As he rode into Jerusalem as a king, they called him Messiah, Hosanna, King. How can they now turn and say crucify him again? Then Judas, which had betrayed him when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed innocent blood. And they said, what is that to us? See that to that. And he cast down the piece of silver in the temple and departed and went and harmed himself. You see, when Satan is tempting you to commit a sin, which you know is wrong, but which for one reason or another you choose to do, he doesn't tell you the end results. It's like you're blindfolded. Once you do the will of Satan, then he takes off the blindfold, and it's like you wake up from a bad dream, and suddenly you realize what you've done. But by that time, it's too late. You've already committed the act, and now you have to serve the sentence and the penalty. That's exactly what happened to Judas. The same thing happened to Achan when Satan deceived him and tempted him to steal the bar of gold from Jericho after God had told them not to do it. All Satan told him was that, oh, you'll be very rich. Nobody will know where you got your money from. You buy this, you buy that. Everybody will be envying you. He didn't tell him that this thing you are doing will end the death of not only yourself, but your wife, your children, your whole family will die because of this. If you allow Satan to use you, believe me, you will always regret it. I say always, because that sin will hunt you down and expose you. When Judas was lured by the lust of money to betray his master, all he was seeing was the money he was going to make. He never expected that they would kill Jesus. That was never in his mind. He had been doing this maybe, because of money. We know that he had been stealing the money from the bank, but never did he suspect that it would lead to the death of his master. So when he came to the realization that what he had done, now remember, nobody else knew apart from Jesus what he had done, but he himself was convicted, which meant that Judas was not a very evil person. Yes, he was a thief. Yes, he had a spirit of greed in him. But the fact that he would be convicted after betraying Jesus and realized what he had done was wrong meant that he still had some goodness in him. He still had a conscience. Otherwise, he would have thought, well, that's just too bad. So what? I've got my money now. So he was convicted by the Holy Spirit. We know he was an apostle. There's something God would have seen in him before God called him. If he was a terrible man, he would have been called in the first place. So because of that, when he realized that, he now tried to repent and he took the money back. But the agents of Satan had already used him. It was of no value to them anymore. The same people who went to beg him now said, that's your problem. It's got nothing to do with us. They totally turned against him. So when he realized that, he said, my life is not worth anything. He threw down the money and went and hanged himself. When Satan told him to take that money, he did not tell him that this is going to lead to your death. Today, Judas is in hellfire, burning in the flames of hell. And everywhere in the world, the name of Judas is associated with betrayal, with murder, with conspiracy. Nobody names their children Judas because of what he did. One moment of foolishness, one moment of lust cost him his life. Well, after that, when the chief priests took the silver, they said, it's not lawful for us to put the money back into the treasury because it's the price of blood. Yeah, that was correct. It was the money they gave to Judas to betray his master so that they could kill him. But at the time, they didn't tell Judas that this money we're giving you is going to be used to kill Jesus. They just said, just let us know where he is. That's all we have. That's all we need from you. That's all. That's how Satan will deceive you. Oh, don't worry. Just take that money. Oh, just take that man's wife. Oh, just have an affair. Nobody will know. He won't tell you that it's going to cost you your reputation. It will cost you your position. Cost you your ministry. He won't tell you that. So be very careful. Set a guard on your ear gates, on your hearts. Make sure that it doesn't come with temptation. Don't do it. So they took the money and they went and bought a field. As they realized it was blood money, they said they can't put it back in the treasury. So that money was defiled. They knew that that money was money for somebody's life. So they could not put it back. They themselves were convicted of what they had done. Because if they were not, they'll say, that is no problem. You got the money back. So they knew that this money was bad money, and they went and bought a field, potter's field, to bury strangers in, because strangers, according to the law, they were not part of the nation of Israel, and they could not be buried with them in the same place. So what I wanted to tell you, any money that comes to your hand, make sure it's clean money. If you go and steal and bring that money to the church, not only are you trying to defile the church, but you're going to open a curse upon your life. There are many churches that receive stolen money on the pretext that it's a tithe or an offering, when they know fully well that that money was not gotten legally. You go and embezzle money in governments, you get a contract or something, and you pay 10th of that to the church. You think God will receive it? That's blood money. Because that money would have been used to build a hospital or build roads that would have saved somebody's lives. Or that you took it and now you think you can bribe God with that money, you're deceiving yourself. In fact, your punishment now is going to be more than when you receive that money, because you've tried to deceive the people of God. And God will never receive that. You never get a reward from that money. So, because this happens frequently in many people, many countries, having gone to steal money and get money illegally, they now go and build churches or give money to this ministry to try and cover their sin, as if God does not know how they got the money. They can fool people, but they can't fool God. So what's the point? Don't just take money for any Tom, Dick, and Harry. If you go and take polluted money, it will pollute all your finances and bring a curse on your church, for your ministry. Because that money itself is cursed. That's what God said when he went to Jericho. He said, if you take anything in Jericho, Jericho is already cursed. If you take anything, that thing will bring a curse into your house and it will destroy you. And that's what happened to Achan. He brought a bar of gold to his house, and that bar of gold led not only to his own death. About 66 people died in the war with Ai after they went to war. So Achan and his family were responsible for the death of about 60, 70 people as well. Very careful what comes into your house, what comes to your hand. Don't receive any cursed article. It may be a gift. They come and give you as a gift, something they've stolen something, and they want to sell it to you at a cheap price, and you go and buy it. You are bringing a curse into your house. No matter how cheap it is, do not buy it, because you yourself know in your heart that this gift, this good is stolen. That's why they're selling it so cheaply. And you say, oh, I found this bargain. It's not a bargain, it's a curse that was trying to destroy your life. They bought the field, called it the field of blood, because it was bought with blood money. They that fulfilled the prophecy of Jeremiah. He says, they took the 30 pieces of silver for the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value, and gave them for the potter's field. Again, confirming that everything that happened by Jesus Christ was prophesied. He himself said, I came to fulfill the law, not to change the law and the prophets. So as Jesus stood before Pilate, he asked him, are you the king of the Jews? And Jesus said, you said it. Confirming his kingship. He said, thou seest it. When he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. So the chief priests are the ones who brought him. It was like a court, and they were accusing him. In fact, another gospel says that they could not find two people that could agree. All their accusations were different. They could not really solidify their case. But Jesus Christ said nothing. Why didn't he defend himself? Because he knew this was what was prophesied about him. What was the point in him defending himself? Suppose in defending himself, Pilate had said, oh, no, you are innocent, we are not going to crucify you. Then that would have changed the plan of God of salvation. So he kept quiet, knowing that they were going to do what they were going to do. He knew what they were going to do, and there was no point in arguing. I said, he answered them never a word. Insomuch the governor marveled, because not only if you've been accused before a court, the defender will begin to defend himself and say, no, I didn't do that, that's not true, provide all these things. But he didn't do that. Now, at every feast, just like today, at every end of the year or a commemoration, the president or the governor will release some prisoners to the people as a gesture of goodwill, will pardon them of their crimes they've committed. So that was the practice then, and probably the practice started from then. So they had this Barabbas who was a terrible murderer who had committed insurrection. And Pilate said, whom would I release to you, Barabbas or Jesus? Jesus called Christ. Christ means the anointed one. So for he knew that for envy they had delivered him. So Pilate knew in his heart that Jesus was innocent. But he was a people pleaser. He did not go with his own convictions. Just like many people today, they're person of authority, but they rather please people rather than follow what their heart is telling them. Now, if you do that, you're going to have to account for your actions. Everybody now knows in history that Pilate was the one that sent and crucified Jesus Christ forever and ever. That will never change. Had they followed his convictions, he probably wouldn't have done that. So, as he sat down to judge, his wife sent a message to him saying, "Have nothing to do with that just man, for I've suffered many things this day, drink because of him." So it makes me wonder, that woman must have been very pure to have received that warning. Her heart must have been very pure. Once she knew that Jesus was a just man, and she was severely attacked in a dream, and she knew that that was because of Jesus, and she sent a message to her husband because she couldn't go there, it was a cause. They have nothing to do, just don't give any sentence to this man. No, he's a just man, don't be involved in it. But see what happened, the chief priests and elders persuaded the crowd that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Jesus. See, they were the ones in charge of the people, they knew what they had to do, because they knew Pilate would have to listen to the people. They didn't go to Pilate directly. They went through the people. See how Satan works behind the scenes. Many of the things affecting you and I, they are not normal. Satan is behind the scenes, raising up antagonism against you. You say, "Oh, this person doesn't like me." No. It's Satan at work, putting thoughts in their hearts, letting them conspire against you. You need to begin to bind that spirit and cast it out, rather than start fighting in the flesh. So, they persuaded the people to say, "Destroy Jesus." So the governor answered the center, "Which of the two?" He asked it again. "Shall I release to you?" You remember, Barabbas was already in prison, he was already condemned. So Pilate said, "What should I do with Jesus?" He said, "You release Barabbas to them." And they all said, "Let him be crucified." I'm sure many people that said that were among the people that said Hosanna to him when he go to Jerusalem 2 or 3 days before now. Many of them are the people who were healed. Many of them are the people who ate when he fed the 5,000. Yes, we see them now saying, "Release Barabbas and crucify Jesus." Because they received money. Maybe the chief priest gave them money to bribe them. What I'm trying to tell you, the heart of man is fickle. You cannot depend on any man. Only God can stand with you in your time of trouble. And God asked, why? What evil had he done? He shouldn't be asking that question. He was the governor, had the sole authority to make his decisions. He didn't have to worry about what the people said. He would have said, "No, I see no evidence against Jesus, let him go." I released him. Then he began to ask him, "What evil had he done?" But they cried out the more, saying, "Let him be crucified." And when he saw that there were cries of riots, he said, "I'm innocent of the blood of this person, see to it." Well, he was not innocent, because if he had said no, it would have been no. If he had said yes, there's no way he would have said innocent. Him washing his hands in a bowl of water and saying I'm innocent, that's just foolhardiness. Because if he hadn't given the authority, they wouldn't have killed Jesus. He was just trying to absolve himself of the blame, which he did not achieve. He says, see you to it. That means you do whatever you want with him. Well, by saying that, he was authorizing them to go and crucify Jesus. So he was not innocent. And the people said, "His blood be on us and on our children." So by saying that, they cost themselves, they cost their generations. Because the blood of Jesus was innocent blood. And they killed innocent blood. And of course, that automatically opened a curse on all the Jews and their descendants. This is why you had the Holocaust. And till today, Jews are hated everywhere. And there's going to be another Holocaust of the Jews. Let's go to Deuteronomy 19 verse 10. Deuteronomy 19 verse 10. Acts 5:28. Acts 5:28. Yes.
Lest innocent blood be shed
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of your land,
Yes.
which the Lord your God is giving you
See?
as an inheritance,
Uh-huh.
and thus guilt of bloodshed be upon you.
See? Guilt of bloodshed be upon you. So, immediately they said that the guilt of the death of Jesus Christ was applied to them. they were now guilty of his death. Acts 5:28 says, saying, "We do not strictly command you that you should not teach in this name, and behold, you have filled Jerusalem with the doctrine, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us." Of course, his blood was upon them already. They were the ones that crucified him. So that's why 5 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust by Adolf Hitler. And today, people kill the Jews. Everybody hates them. It's terrible. They caused themselves when they said that. And they should, because they were the ones that said, "Release Barabbas and kill Jesus." Then he released Barabbas to them, and when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. Why did he have to scourge him when he was going to be crucified anyway? I don't see the sense in that. If anybody watched the Passion of Christ, to see the scourging that was given to Jesus was one of the worst beatings ever, because his back was shredded to pieces. If you watch that film, the person that beat him, he first of all tried the whip on a piece of stick, and he threw off the back of that stick tremendously. Doing that on a human with a skin, you can imagine the effects. But that was satanic beating. It was not normal. Can you imagine the pain that Jesus went through when he was tied to the whipping pole? It's called the whipping pole. And they whipped him with the cat of nine tails, which had a metal leg tip at the end. Each part of the whip had a metal leg, and he ripped off wherever it touched. He did that because of you and because of me. He took the punishments so that I might not have to take the punishments. He took my death so that I might not have to die. What a debt we owe. He said, "He paid our debt. He did not owe. We owe. We cannot pay. I needed someone to wash my sins away. And now I know amazing grace. Christ Jesus died to take my sins away." Hallelujah. Let us pray. Jehovah Jesus Christ, Holy Michael, the God of gods and the Lord of lords, the God full of love and compassion, we cannot thank you enough for the sacrifice you paid on the cross for us sinners, that even when we were in sin, you still went to the cross for us. Even when we did not acknowledge you, even when we turned against you, you still died for us. Oh, what love. Oh, what compassion. Father, let that love of the cross be shed upon our hearts today. Let it be shed upon the hearts of our fellow human being, to be able to give ourselves willingly for others, as our Lord Jesus Christ showed us by his willful death on the cross of Calvary. Let that finished work of the cross, the healing, the victory, the peace, let it be applied to every one of our lives. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. 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 In Jesus' name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Glory to God in the highest. Peace among men.